Using this strategy in one trade, I made $2,262 this morning. I have been playing with something that has had a dramatic effect on my 5-minute scalping strategy, and I want to share it with you guys finally. Let's get into a video on VWAP. So the prerequisite for watching this video, you must have watched my best 5-minute scalping video. It is linked right here. You can watch this one first all the way through because it's good for the algorithm, but then watch that so you have an understanding of what's going on here. You guys know that I have two indicators that were made by other people for this channel. It is the TMA Overlay, which is publicly available, and then the TMA RSI Divergence Indicator, which for some reason TradingView took down. So I'm going to give you the script to that in the description down below. So without me yabbering on for too long, let's get into the charts so I can show you exactly how to set this up. Now, just to clarify, this is a more advanced video. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, this is going to be a little bit over your head. But essentially, you're going to have three indicators up on your chart. The TMA Overlay you guys should already have. It's in the description of every single video. It is publicly searchable. You can just type in TMA Overlay and you'll get that. I've already got it on my chart. The second one is going to be the TMA Divergence Indicator. You guys don't have this. Some of you do if you have the code saved. But essentially, I'm going to just copy and paste the code for you and give it to you in a file down in the description. But this basically gives you an RSI line with hidden bullish, hidden bearish, regular bullish, and regular bearish divergences. They do print late, so you need to be able to identify them live and wait for trendline breaks. Now, normally the TMA Overlay looks like this. In my 5-minute video, I explained how a lot of these bullish and bearish engulfing candles, as well as 3-line strikes, should be ignored while looking at price action. In the settings, I like to get rid of the 100 smoothed moving averages, so you're only gonna have the 21, the 50, and the 200 smoothed moving averages. And that's all this indicator is a 200, a 50, and a 21, as well as bullish and bearish engulfing candles and double arrows for these 3-line strikes, which means there was 3 consecutive in one direction and 1 engulfing in the opposite direction. Now, previously, the entire strategy looked like this. When the price is above the 200 period moving average, you want to only look for long positions and you want to look for rejections off of the 21 with these engulfing candles or 3-line strikes. You also want the RSI line above the 50 level. At any of these points, you can get into a trade after a 3-line strike or an engulfing candle and set your stop loss at the previous moving average. For your take profit, you are going to look left and see where the next resistance zone was, and that's going to be your scalp. That's going to be your 5-minute scalp on a 5-minute time frame, rejecting off of the 21. Right here, we had a 1 to 3, and it played out. And this is on US 30, so depending on your lot size, this could have been a lot of money. This was a 127-point move on US 30. So do your calculations, and you can see it's highly effective. So while playing with other indicators, because you guys know I'm an indicator whore, I got a lot of suggestions about the VWAP. When I saw the VWAP line, hold on, let me explain what VWAP is. Volume weighted average price. So it is the average price like the moving averages, but it's also incorporated with volume weighted average price, which is amazing because at certain levels, when you have overbought or oversold markets, volume indicators can be super beneficial. That's why I've done several videos on volume, but having the volume weighted average price on top of all of this stuff that we already have. So at this point, you're going to have 3 indicators. Go to the indicators tab and just type in VWAP. It is a built-in. I like to change these settings a little bit so it stands out. Click on the settings wheel, get rid of the upper band and the lower band and the fill color, and change the color of this thing to this like second blue one. It's kind of light, kind of milky. Get it, I don't know, second thickness, and that's all you got to do. At this point right here, you've already got the essence of my 5-minute scalping strategy where it rejects off of the 21. But if you can get that in confluence with the VWAP line, the VWAP holding the price, like being a nice level of support that is live, like that actual, not support and resistance levels, but the actual support of the price when it rejects off of the 21 and you get the VWAP rejection right there, that is an extra confluence and extra confidence that you can have in that trade that it's going to go long term. So from beginning to end, what are we looking for this 5-minute scalping strategy? We are waiting for price to break over the 200 moving averages or under the 200 moving average. It needs to cross. So once it crosses, you're looking for long positions on the upside, and once it falls below, you're looking for shorts on the downside. You want the 21 and the 50 moving average to also cross through. You want nice momentum to the upside when we're changing directions in the trend. So at this point right here, we have the 21, the 50, and the 200 all lined up for a good long position. Now we're just waiting for that rejection off the 21 period moving average, which we had right here. And without the VWAP, this is all you're going to see is an engulfing 3-line strike right here rejecting off of the 21. We're also looking at the divergence indicator. We already had a hidden bullish divergence showing that we might get some upwards momentum from that point, but essentially you just want to keep above the 50 line. Here you had to wait an extra 1 or 2 candles, but having the VWAP line on there and seeing that it rejected off of the 21 as well as the VWAP, that is a key. Let me put it a different way. If you see this happening, it's like the little angel on your shoulder tapping you and saying, hey, Artie, get into this trade. It's going to be good. Every time I'm unsure about a trade, I don't know why it's rejecting or why it's bouncing off of this point, and I start to play with other moving averages like the 10 or the 100. But the one missing link for me, I think, has always been the VWAP line. And the more I've been playing with this, which has been weeks and weeks and weeks, the more success I'm finding in it. Now, again, you can see right here, it rejected off of the VWAP line as it crossed through the 200 before it rejected off of the 21. I don't really suggest getting into these trades that are that early, just because I want to see the other moving averages get above it to show that nice momentum and have the push up that we need to get that trend going. It's like kindling the fire and then dousing it in gasoline. Now, from everything that I've seen, I would stick to either a 5-minute, 15-minute, or 1-hour time frame, depending on which one you're most comfortable with. I like to trade the 5-minute chart. It's faster. I'm in and out of positions faster, and it's more active. And I only have certain hours of the day that I like to trade or that I have the patience to trade. So a 5-minute chart for me is really, really good, knowing all the stuff that I know about trading on higher time frames. So I'm always looking at multiple time frames, making sure that I'm above or below the 200 on those time frames. So what I highly suggest is watching all of my videos using these indicators, the scalping strategies, the different time frames. Get to know my content, memorize my strategy, and then implement the VWAP. And I promise you, it's going to make a huge difference in your trading, as well as you carrying more confidence in that trade, being able to hold it longer, knowing that the VWAP line is supporting your trade. And just to give you an example of a short position here, it fell below the 200 moving average, rejected off of the 21, then found that push down as it passed the VWAP line. And right there, you're going to get in on your short position and scalp it. For your price targets, you're always going to look left to see where it had the most resistance. And for those of you that like to counter trend trade, scalping in between the moving averages, like I've explained in many of my videos, you wait for the price to cross through those moving averages to push down to the 200. But with this, you also get that VWAP cross showing you that momentum to the downside. So as it crosses the 50, you can easily take that position down to the 200. I simply targeted on this trade that I took, when was that? October 18th. I simply targeted this zone when I looked left, which was below the 200, which was a little bit more risky, but it played out beautifully. So before I started recording this video, I actually saw a good entrance right here on this huge ass candle, because you guys know I love to trade big ass candles, breaking down below that VWAP. So I entered my trade right here, stop loss around where the mush of moving averages, targeting just below the 200 moving average. This is a counter trend trade, and I don't suggest everybody do this, but I looked left and saw a bunch of resistance here. So that was the area that I targeted. And a 1 to 2.25 risk to reward ratio. If you're curious, I've started a funded account challenge through FTMO, which I'm going to discuss in tomorrow's video, but not bad as your first trade on a funded account. So if you guys have mastered my strategy, but you're still struggling a little bit, I highly suggest adding a VWAP onto your charts to see if that works for you, if that gives you another confluence and more confidence while trading. Now, again, if you guys have not seen the first video that I made on this 5-minute scalping strategy, please watch it here. If you guys got some value out of this video and you like the way that I teach and you appreciate all the content that I'm making, consider subscribing to the channel by clicking this button right here. Also, share the channel so I get to 1 million subscribers, please. Thank you.